I'm Patricia Marroquin Norby. I am Pudapacha, and I'd like to acknowledge that I am a guest here on Lenape Hoking, homelands of the Lenape people. I'm excited to share about some of my favorite items here on view in the Irving and Joyce Wolf Galleries. This first work is created by Jody Archambault, and she is Hunkpapa Lakota. And what I love about this piece are all the attentions to all the details in this Northern traditional dance outfit. Jody created the design in Adobe Photo Illustrator. However, her family and friends all helped her, and other community members all helped her to do the actual beadwork, create all the accessories, the moccasins, all of the details that you see in this dress were created by community hands. I just think it's incredibly beautiful, stunning work that not only represents an individual artist's vision of what is aesthetically rich and beautiful and meaningful, but also a community coming together to create something incredibly beautiful and powerful. So this Lenape or Delaware coat was created by a Lenape woman in 1840 for a specific wearer. And there's just some exquisite detail and design work in this coat. And so one thing to keep in mind is that this is before we have sewing machines or all of those types of tools. Everything on this coat was done by hand. All of the stitching, all of the beadwork, all of this wonderful fringe was all hand cut. Also, you see references to natural landscape represented in the beadwork. The palette is incredibly rich and striking. All of these details represent exquisite technical skill, creative skill, and it's a wonderful expression of Lenape creative sovereignty. One of the things that I wanted to do was place in conversation this Lenape coat along with a more contemporary work by contemporary Lenape artist, Joe Baker. So Joe Baker is a Lenape leader. He's also a teacher and also an artist. And in the Lenape or Delaware community, he creates these beautiful hand-beaded bandolier bags for men. Also this wonderful representation of a male and female cardinal, yet another reference to the importance of balance in aesthetics. When Joe Baker talks about this bag, he talks about how each bead carries a tiny prayer. So as he's stitching each bead into the bandolier bag, he says a little prayer or a little saying. And so the bandolier bag becomes a form of a diary that carries goodwill and good wishes into the world. So this hand-carved wooden cup created in 1820 by an Ojibwe or Anishinaabe artist, it can be strapped onto someone's sash or belt and be carried along. References a story about a large beaver or beaver colony that creates this giant dam that then creates the Great Lakes. If you look closely on each of the beavers of the beaver colony or family, there's a little metal eye that helps to activate the beaver's presence. There's also a school of sturgeon that are watching the beavers who are hard at work. And so there's this wonderful carved narrative that's represented within all of the details of this beautiful hand-carved wooden cup. So another work that I'm very excited about is this ceramic whale tooth created by the Shinnecock artist Courtney Leonard. In her work, Courtney references what's sacred to the Shinnecock people and their homelands. She talks about current environmental issues that are contributing to the shrinking homelands of the Shinnecock Nation. But also in this whale tooth, she's referencing a story, a contemporary story that happened during the first summer of the pandemic when New York City shut down and everyone was staying home. We started seeing the return of whales to New York Harbor. Whales are considered sacred to the Shinnecock people, and so are whale teeth. And so she created this tooth to commemorate that moment, the return of whales to New York Harbor. Art of Native America is a permanent installation which features 89 works that represent over 50 Native American sovereign nations. This permanent installation will rotate annually, and so the items here in the gallery will be changing. It'd be great for you to come in soon because it'll change very quickly.